How's it, everybody? This is my first ever video, and pretty much what I'm going to be doing in this video is just walking you guys through some of my recent dive clips on the island of Maui, and pretty much just be reviewing them and showing you guys what I would do, what I could have done better, and what not to do. So right here in this clip, I was just filming my buddy, gets this nice taco, bites it, and as you can see by his kui, he's just loaded up on taco and catching a lot of them, and yeah, got some nice catches right there. So right here in this clip, this is about 50 feet on the bottom, and yeah, I'm just kind of kicking down and just taking my time to get down to the bottom. You see me look to my left here in a second, and I notice there's two nice ukus off to my left, so I immediately get into hunting mode, look for the best possible hiding spot that I can find myself. So this first uku that comes out to me in the front is probably around 5 or 6 pounds. A shooter uku, but the one in the back was a lot bigger, probably around that 8 to 12 range. And I'm just kind of trying to play it smart. I told myself that if the big one doesn't come in, I'd shoot the smaller one. So I'm just kind of waiting on the big one to come in, but he's not really giving me too much of an opportunity. I haven't shot too many ukus yet, so I kind of dial back in on the smaller one. But after this, I kind of lost my opportunity on him, so I have to hunt him a lot better now because he already gave me like a bunch of nice opportunities. So right here, I'm just waiting. I'm checking around me and make sure there's no bigger fish or any predators coming in on me. And yeah, I turn back around right here and he's just charging me right back in. So I take a little lunge and boom, right there, nice stone shot, rolled him over. And yeah, secured a nice uku on my first drop of the day. Okay, so next clip here, just getting down to the bottom. This is around 65 to 70 feet. And I noticed a nice moo pile from the surface, so I'm getting down. I already kind of expected the moo to be there, so I just look up just to double check. I see the moo pile out in front of me, and yeah, just get to the bottom. This structure isn't too good, but I try to find somewhere that I can be as comfy as possible in with this little bit of covering. So you can see the moo, very curious, pretty dumb. This one comes right in. If I had my 3-prong, I could have definitely 3-pronged him. But yeah, this moo just comes right in. The pile starts making their way in. I was thinking about this guy, but I wanted that one that just spooked off right behind the one. So I tuck back in, start getting ready to actually hunt them now that they're kind of spooked. And yeah, so the one that I'm going for is the one in the middle right there, and the one that's swimming fast. So I just get ready, and he does this little turn, line up. Nice skill play shot. Got a nice moo right here. He got tangled up in the reef, but my buddy was able to get him out for me. So this is a clip from another dive after I shot that moo and that nice uku. So you can see there's a lot more life at this spot. The water's a little more dirty, but there's a lot of fish around. Some nai, palani, kumu, some little uhus. Yeah, I just get down to the bottom, find this little comfy pocket, and you can see the nice moo pile in front of me. So I just kind of get ready and start hunting them. Just kind of chilling, waiting, taking my time. I have a pretty good amount of air, so I'm just kind of playing it out. You can see the moo. They're a little smarter than the ones that I shot in a clip prior to this, but yeah, they're still coming in, so you just have to wait. And yeah, I'm just pretty much covering my body with this coral head in front of me so they don't see me. And then you can see the moo start kind of coming in. And I'm just trying to pick out the one that looks the biggest to me and the one that looks like it's going to be the easiest to shoot. Line up right there. And I was aiming for the mid-body, but I got a terrible shot right in the tail. And right here, I came up to the surface and my buddy was able to grab it for me. But it ripped out as soon as he grabbed it, so he's just telling me that it's alive. And I just told him, keep holding it, so I could secure this fish. And we ended up letting him. Okay, so in this clip, this is my second drop after I ended up shooting that moo in the last clip you guys saw. So right here, I'm getting down. I saw him a little bit farther out, and I made it to this kind of coral drop off, this little ledge. It kind of went into some sand, and you can see the moo pile hanging out in the sand over there. There's a nice fantail uhu a bunch of kole, you know, just typical reef fish. So I'm just waiting for this other moo to come in. Again, just keeping an eye on the pile, seeing which one's the biggest, which one's going to come in. And this moo in front of me over that topic school comes in and he does this little turn right here. So I'm like, oh, okay. Line up. Nice mid-body shot. Oh, this is a nice holding shot. And this is the shot I was wanting to take. So yeah, ended up getting this pretty nice 4-pound moo. Alright, next clip here. So I saw this big spectacle uhu, a big fantail, and I seen it from the surface, so I took a drop and I just seen a smaller one and the big boy that I wanted just swim across this little sand patch and go right under me where I was. So you see that little one right there, he's doing his little circles, not really too big of an uhu, but I was just trying to anticipate the big one's behavior, and I thought it would come up with the little one since they were swimming together, but it didn't end up popping up. So I start going over this little ledge to start looking for it. I don't see it, and just looking around right here, I look to my right, I notice it just circling this crack. So line up, take a quick shot, hit him right in the head, pretty much stoned him. He still had a little bit of kick in him, but yeah, so I went down. This is a really long drop. I cut it out, but I was down here for like 2 minutes, so I had to end up coming back down for round 2. So here we go. Next drop, get down here. My uhu is dead. There's a big eel eating it, big moray eel. So I have to kind of fight with this eel a little bit to get this uhu out, but I managed to get him out. He was dead. Got him. Secured this nice 7-pound uhu. So this is another moo clip, taking another drop, and we ended up finding this big like kind of trench. So on each side there was like a little overhang, and then in the middle there was sand with some other reef fish, some invasive species, some taope. And yeah, I'm just taking a drop. The moo pile is out in front of me to my left, so just kind of diving down, looking for a nice spot to land. And the goal is to try and hide my body completely from the moo, because I don't really like hiding my eyes too much from them, so I'd way rather just sit in a spot where they can't see me and I can kind of just look out. So I tuck into this little crack right here, and the moo are going to be coming in to my right. So get right here, you can see they're already coming in. These moo aren't super smart, and just letting the 3-pounders pass, the smaller moo, they're coming right in, and boom, take a shot. Pretty big one in the school, and yeah, I was able to land this nice moo. So I didn't get this on film, but my friend, he was on the bottom and there was a big kahala right behind him. So I was screaming from the surface and just pretty much yelling through my snorkel, and he was able to turn around, get a really nice stone shot and land this big kahala. This thing was probably around 15 to 20 pounds, and yeah. Another moo clip here. So I'm looking off in front of me because there was a big pile of moo. But as you can see, I'm not too hidden or covered by anything, so I'm kind of just out in the open. I should be hiding my eyes, but I'm not. And the moo are already pretty scared because I already have 2 at this point. So I was kind of waiting on those moo, but they didn't end up coming in. So I turn around, you can see there's a lot of life, and I noticed 4 nice sized moo. And I guess these ones just didn't stick with the school because they were just chilling right here. So I turn around, I start slowly creeping up to them, waiting for an opportunity on one. You can see that one I want is the one in the middle, and trying to dial in on them. They're getting a little bit skittish, but I'm still trying to come in. So yeah, I'm just crawling over, trying to be as calm as possible. I shouldn't be moving my head as much as I am right now, but I made it work. Line up on this nice moo, nice little shush kebab shot, and yeah, managed to land this nice size moo. So right here on our way in, I noticed this big opelu just swimming in this crack, so I line up on him. He was swimming pretty fast, so I just took a top-down shot, and it was a really bad shot, but he managed to stay on for a while, and I was just looking around for my partner, and I was like, oh, where'd this guy go? I wanted a backup shot, and I guessed it. He made the buoy line shorter than it usually is, and he ended up dropping it, and the current this day was ripping, so he had to go swim for it. Not his fault at all. This fish ended up just coming off, doing that crack over there, never saw him again, but yeah, I was kind of bummed. I was just looking around for him. He ended up popping up, explained to me what happened. Yeah, it was all good. I lost his fish, but I'm gonna have more opportunities on him, so no worries. Next drop here at a different spot. As you can probably tell, there's a little bit different structure. The water is a little more dirty, but yeah, I'm just getting to the bottom here. Immediately, I noticed all these goatfish. There's some nice kumus, moonus, and yeah, I'm just trying to look for the biggest moonu. Trying to pick out the biggest one. The one I want is one that's zipping around really fast with the white on his tail. That one right there. But he's acting really strange. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he was just swimming around crazy fast, way too fast for me. And yeah, so I was just trying to like line up and get a good shot, but I just couldn't because he was swimming so fast. So I'm down here for a while, just like trying to figure out like what the best shot he's gonna give me is. So I'm just waiting. See this little red uhu that comes in. And finally, he gives me a shot that I think I can take. I take the shot, I hit the Joe, and I also ended up stoning this Miko, or white bar, little tang. That's my fault. I should have been paying attention where I was aiming, but I managed to get this moonu pretty good. He got kind of tangled up in the reef, but I was able to extract him and get a pretty nice Joe. Okay, next drop here. We ended up swimming out a little bit farther after I shot that moonu, and you can tell the structure kind of changed up out here. And I see this big school of opelu kala, and they were just circling us, so I took a nice little drop on them. They're really calm, as you guys can tell. These kalas are usually on the more skittish side. Not that they're like super hard to shoot, but they're usually a little more cautious in this. But they're coming right in, so I just line up. Boom, nice stone shot on this big opelu kala, probably around 6 or 7 pounds. And yeah, secured this fish. Okay, so right here, this is only about 10 feet of water, and I'm just on the bottom here. Really murky water. There's a bunch of invasives around, some polanis, and I was getting ready to dial in on these toals, and I was just gonna shoot a toal. So I kind of creep up a little bit, and I'm just getting ready to shoot one, and I look off to my right. I see these two big omelus, so line up, take a pretty horrible shot on this big omelu. He starts going crazy, just taking my shaft all kinds of places, goes into this hole. I managed to get him out and bring him up to the surface, so I was super stoked about that. Got this big omelu, brought him to the surface, and then as you can hear, me and my friends start celebrating. But then the omelu swam out of my hands and went back into the hole. So my friend just went down, 3-pronged it, shot it in the head, and I went down with my knife, getting ready to go brain it. So I'm getting ready to go brain it, and the 3-prong falls out of it. I miss the brain. This is a big disaster, but I managed to get it in my hands and finally was able to put this fish out of its misery, secure a nice 8-pound omelu. Super stoked to land this fish, especially for how shallow it was. Okay, so in this clip, I just prepared a really long breathe up. This is a 105-foot drop. So the bottom at this spot that I land is about 105 feet. So as you can tell, it takes me a really long time to get down. I think this is one of my deepest drops that I've done, if not my deepest. So I'm going down here, just trying to take my time, trying not to use a lot of energy. I'm around the 60-foot mark now in the water column, so I'm just going to keep going down. You can see this is some pretty crazy structure, especially for how deep it is. There's a lot of big boulders out here. So going down, just letting myself sink at this point. There's no more kicking right now. and I see this little fish pile. I was expecting to see a moo or an uku or at least something a little bit better than what is down here, but I guess the spot was a little bit dead. So there's this big red uku, and I told myself, you know what, one of my deepest drops, might as well try and bring home something and just get a really deep trigger pull. So I line up on this uku. He kind of backs off a little bit, but I reline up and take a shot, really bad shot in the guts. He pulls out a couple feet of line and he ended up breaking off. Kind of bummed about that. I really hate wounding fish and not being able to land them. But now I just have to make my way up to the surface, and as you guys can tell, I have a really long way up. So yeah, I'm just taking my time trying to get up to the surface. And yeah. Alright, this is the last clip of the video. This is me lining up on my biggest moonu collie. This is about 3.5 pounds. But I just wanted to say thank you guys if you made it to the end of this video. It really helps me out when you guys watch my videos all the way to the end. And I know this is my first video, so if you guys like it, please consider liking and subscribing. I have a lot more clips diving here on Maui, and I'm just going to be trying to push out as much content as I possibly can. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Mahalo.